YouTube friends and family, what's going on, guys? It's the Bad Wolf. All right. So, what's new and what's going on? Okay. So, I was asked by friends and people on the internet about the secrets of, like, I guess masonry and more particular, like, of God. Like, what have I learned? What are like these hardcore things? So, I'm going to bring you this information. And it's not necessarily something that we go into in Freemasonry, but it's more, I mean, we talk about God, but it's not like we sit down and have like a Bible choir or chorus and, read the books and whatever. You can read the books and learn on your own, and things about God are alluded to, but they're not, it's never like a forefront topic, like when we're in our lodge, doing our things. But okay, so this is kind of a powerful one. This is a lot of information. I'm gonna try to condense it down and bring to you. And for a long time, I debated on whether or not I was going to share these things because I kind of believe that your search for God, if you believe in such, is up to you and it's a personal thing. But then I kind of think that God kind of spoke to me and said that I can be a conduit for His information, and it's not so much that I'm giving it to you. It's what you do with it is up to you. And I guess that's between you and him. I guess I'm only the herald, I guess, of it. So I agreed. I decided that, okay, this is something I'll do. So this might be a longer video, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. It might be shorter. I'm just going to totally freelance it as I go, so nothing scripted. All right, so secrets of God. Okay, what would God look like? All right. So through all the readings and things I've gone through, and even in people's like dreams and written history and notes and science and all that stuff, I'm kind of combining everything I've put together. The main thing about that is that God, I believe, would be a circle, or rather a dot, a point. Why? Because it is the most perfect shape in existence. There's no other shape that provides the physical strength that a sphere can do on all sides. It's equal, it's perfect, it's sublime, it's beautiful. Okay? You know, so here's my thought. If you take a dot and shrink it, or a circle rather, or a sphere, and you shrink it, it becomes a dot. A dot, if you expand it, becomes a sphere, a circle. Okay? So the universe in its creation, as far as we know, was probably started at one point and expanded in all directions perfectly outward. Okay? In Masonic lore, we talk about the keywords, or the phrase rather, so above, so below. Now, if you take what atoms look like in atomic models, and they're all spheres, okay? Those are super small. Well, if you super expand them, what do they look like? They kind of look like the sun, the moon, our supposed solar system, our universe, all circles. God repeats these key fundamental things because he hides his self, his glory, in all the things around us. Okay, for us to open our minds to see. I mean, even our eyes. In the Bible, God says, "You are the apple of my eye." Well, the apple, the shine spot, the circle, the center, these things are all repeated. Even people who do drawings will tell you that a majority of, like, drawing a body or whatever else, you can start off with like a circle will encompass a majority of things. Okay. What would God really look like, though? So that's kind of a hard one. I think when each one of us meets God, or the being that is, he might look probably different to each one of us because he said he knew us before we knew ourselves. So that means that not only did he take a piece of himself and gave it sentient consciousness, which is our souls, he instilled in us the very being that we are and gave us free will. So I think that we would look like, or he would look like, or she or it would look like, probably it would look like the most beautiful thing that would probably make us tremble and pee ourselves and shudder. Just like, I think it was was it Enoch? I think it was Enoch who went and before God, and said God was a beautiful, terrible sight to see. Okay, so whatever you can imagine in your brain, probably something like that. My thought would be that he probably looks like a sun being circular. Like I said, God hides a lot of things right in front of you. So I would gather, like, and this is just my perspective and thought, like a white or clear flaming sun that you would stand before, like a microbe, before uh, before the moon, on fire, you know, just beautiful and radiant and terrifying all at the same time. Is my thoughts. Um, what would he sound like? God would probably, well, let me say, I shouldn't say probably. God sounds like that quiet voice that you hear in your head when you're making decisions and you get the notion, you hear that quiet kind of voice or feeling that runs through your body and goes, something's wrong with that. That's God. God doesn't have to be the loudest voice in your head to get your attention. Because if you're not listening to him, that consciousness that is within you, that resides within you, then hey, I can give you information, but if you're not going to listen to it, if you're not going to humble yourself and quiet your mind to listen, then you don't deserve to know, and you're not hearing. So that would kind of be my thoughts on that. Does God work in mysterious ways? Definitely, all the time. I've seen some amazing things that I haven't even made any videos on, that I've personally experienced, that I know that there has to be a God, you know. And how vain of it would it be that we can sit here as beings and say, oh, I don't really know if there's a God, when every single molecule in this known universe, all of these have a electrical pattern that all spin in a certain, in the same directions. No matter what they are, they're all spinning in the same directions. Okay. And we have a consciousness. Science has finally proven that we have a soul energy that leaves our body the instant we pass away. Okay, so here we are, living energy, but we refuse to believe that there couldn't have always been a larger energy that we might have come from, or that built all of this. It takes power and control to be able to put these things together and maintain them. So I'll leave you with that.